Hi, it's Ebanie Bridges here, eh? Like and sub to the Triple V because he's bonza. Also, there's nothing wrong with sucking 1,000 curries, even when you're pregnant, eh? Also, you can buy a pair of my skid mark knickers for $20 on my OnlyFans. So sign up.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Ebony. Yeah, she made me sign up to her OnlyFans and buy a pair of her dirty knickers for 20 quid, you know, in exchange for that intro. But yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, what a grim person. Anyway, right. So, you know, Ebony Bridges, known as a so-called blonde bomber, the rough bomber more like, the blonde hooker. So yeah, she obviously, she revealed some time ago she was pregnant in England. She seems to make England a second home, where she was supporting her friend Elle Brooke in a Misfits ting. Elle Brooke is also another online OnlyFans hooker, brass type ting. Hideous people, hideous role models. I don't know why people like simps obviously think they're all great, but I don't know. Back in the day, she would have been ostracized by both men and women for being a disgusting, vile hoe. But yeah, anyway, so she ain't fought. Ebanie Bridges has not fought since she lost her IBF female bantamweight title. I mean, that's a trinket. How much is that worth? It's a Japanese bird called Mio Yoshida in December 2023. As I remember, Yoshida was a big outsider, like 10 to 1, 11.0 decimal. And she was brought in, I think, at 2 weeks' notice or something. Anyway, she out-hustled Ebanie Bridges, which is no real surprise. Female boxing is so whack. I didn't actually put a bet on it. Quite often, when there's a big underdog in a women's boxing, I put a bet on it because it's 10-2s, and they're both so whack anyway. They rarely knock out. If you put some cash money on every single women's bout that's ever happened, or the bookies have offered prices on going the distance, right? Yeah, some of the odds wouldn't be huge, but you made a lot of profit. You'd be in some decent profit. This Mio Yoshida was bigged up because she was last minute and she's a single mum, which is very rare in Japan, I thought. Japanese are more traditional. I might be wrong. Modern Japanese has been infiltrated by, poor morals and, the kind of sickness we see in the West. She lost it in her first defense, and her kid was there, her daughter, which I think is a bit weird. A young girl watching her mother be punched up. I mean, it's not right. I don't think women should really even be at boxing to support their boyfriends. It's distracting, and they can get upset. You remember, like, Ricky Hatton's bird. Ricky Hatton's bird, the one that allegedly met when they were, like, really young, even though she's older, and she said they were in the same year. She's, like, a couple of years older. What was her name? Jennifer... Oh, Jennifer Dooley, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they went out for about 10 years or something. They had some kid, some girl. You remember her, I think she left because she was afraid about Ricky's alcoholism and his being with women. Yeah. In other words, Ricky been bunking up women. He was caught doing yayo, wasn't he, with some woman boxer? Anyway, whatever, blah, blah, who cares? She's a gold digger, right? She's quite a pretty girl. And you remember her melodramatically crying, really dramatically when Ricky Hatton got flattened by Pacquiao, the chinny Ricky Hatton. I think he became chinny because of too much yayo and alcohol, to be honest, because he never looked like a chinny fighter in his early fights, but hey. Anyway, back to Ebanie Bridges. So she's going to have this baby, allegedly in February, that's next month, right? And she plans to return to boxing after giving birth and regain some of her belts. She'll be 39 by then, almost 40, man. I mean, maybe 41, but because it takes time to get over pregnancies and giving birth. I mean, a baby will probably pop out straight away, yeah, because her pum-pum is probably huge. It's like the Euro tunnel. So it will just pop out, bing, and the nurse will be like, damn, That's the quickest birth we've ever seen. It was 2 seconds. She'd be like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, or push really hard. Yeah, the reality is you got to pump them like the Channel Tunnel. Anyway, so she's obviously seen the Triple B videos, you know, because you remember I was saying, look, become a mum before all your eggs go, right? And you ain't got many eggs left. And I know she watches the Triple B vids, right? Because some fans even said, like, you know, she'd obviously seen the vids because I'd done a bunch slating her for being a disgusting hoe, and she'd posted some cryptic, well, not really that cryptic comment, you know, on her Insta or her Twitter about nastiness, you know, and haters and people being unpleasant and what, like, she's a great moral, you know, example of how to lead your life. You become a teacher, then you become you're a bodybuilder who takes roids, and you're supposedly a teacher, and then you drop it, and you drop your man, to become a boxer and a hoe, basically, an OnlyFans hoe. Yeah, what a fantastic role model you are. You're definitely, yeah. It's definitely okay for you to sit in judgment of other people. And you know, when you have a baby when you're older, as a woman, right? It increases the likelihood of a variety of conditions and risk for the baby. I know a few people have, you know, women who've had kids in their late 30s and there was no problem, but there's a higher risk, right? A, of having a lower IQ than babies that are born to more fertile younger mothers. B, a much higher risk of having Downs, you know, the syndrome. Also microcephaly, you know, when you see them kids that you know, have got a really small head, you know, and a gormless smile. I mean, I don't mean to be nasty, but you know, microcephaly is weird, blood, weird. And obviously, you know, you imagine Ebanie Bridges, she's real proud and she's put loads of, you know, photos up of her and stuff like that. I mean, you know, and her body's probably also damaged by all the drugs she did when she was bodybuilding. She admitted doing performance-enhancing drugs with bodybuilding. I mean, it's standard, right? That's what they do. Even Schwarzenegger did it. You know, he used to deny it. And then, you know, come on, man. You don't get that big naturally. I was just wondering, yeah, because she's had a lot of... That's his Ebony Bridges, has had loads of like surgery. And can you breastfeed with great, massive, grotesque, bolt-on fake ditties? I don't know, man. They're gross anyway. I mean, she's a disgusting hoe. She's still doing OnlyFans. Yeah. She's in a a 9th month of pregnancy now. And you remember, I predicted she'd go to OnlyFans. Yeah. Video ages ago, and then like a few months later she did it. She obviously is a Triple B fan. She may not be a fan, but she watches the videos anyway. Yeah, so she's still doing OnlyFans while heavily pregnant. Vomit, man. I mean, that is just so indecent. Now, you get a lot of weirdos and perverts, don't you, in this world? A lot of weirdos and perverts. Freaks, battymans, nonces, things like that, you know? And also, you know, you get guys that get off on simping by, you know, you get them idiots that are pay pigs that just pay just to meet, you know, 10 grand just to meet some hoe, and they don't even do anything. They don't even get anything out of it. Also, there's perverts that like to whack off over heavily pregnant women and like to watch, you know, disgusting videos of heavily pregnant women getting smashed. I mean, what on earth is that about? I mean, how demented, deranged do you have to be to get off on that? And as I said many times, ain't no rhetorical questions on the Triple B. I'll tell you how deranged and perverted you have to be to get off on that. You're sick, right? You're a wrong 'un. You're mentally disturbed. You're a pervert. You should be like ostracized, you know? Or like in the old days, you know, in the old days, when people used to live in small communities, there was a wrong 'un, yeah, and he, you know, maybe he was caught stealing or do this, that, and the other. They gave him one chance, right? Or maybe like, perving or whatever. They give him one chance. They take him out the field, give him a good hiding with sticks and that, a good hiding so the guy wouldn't forget. And they say to him, right, you can come out in the community, yeah, but you do one more thing, and you will disappear. We will whack you. And, you know, he basically ostracized anyway because everyone knows he's had a good beating and he's a wrong un. So, I mean, you know, I don't know, man. The kind of perverts that are attracted to Ebanie Bridges probably need that treatment, especially now she's pregnant. Anyway, I was doing some research, and yeah, some genuine research for this video to slate her, and I found this bizarre website. And I don't know what it's about, this website. You know, it's all kinds of things, man. It's called the Riverfront Times. I don't know, man. It's, you know, it looks like it reviews all kinds of things like movies, music, food and drink. Yeah? But there's a whole article in it written on January the 26th, 2025, right? So very, very recently. Yeah. And apparently it's been fact-checked, yeah. Anyway, I mean, they review her OnlyFans, and this is the title. Boxer Ebanie Bridges' OnlyFans is more than a technical knockout. The blonde bomber hit me with a 1-2 punch of femininity and athleticism. Yeah, right, you know. So this person goes on, you know, going on about, you know, they reviewed the entire OnlyFans. They're going about, oh, it's so good, it's so artful. You know, I love the variety, professionally shot. The lingerie shots are so good. Oh, it's so great, very artsy, you know, even sparring footage. Yeah. Hey, you know, she even brings a pal. Oh, here you go. This is a direct quote. The elegant combination of muscular airs kicking and voluptuous femininity is downright impressive. She's only voluptuous because she's had implants. You know, she's not voluptuous anywhere else. She ain't got no airs. And this pervert goes on to write, Ebony is one of the classier profiles on the site. She's not here for you real freaks that want the dirty, nasty stuff. If you don't mind missing out on the hardcore, you know, her stuff is top of the line. And even her lingerie does come off for a surprisingly reasonable price. Bloody hell. And it says she's got a sexy accent. The Australian accent is one of the, you know, really least sexy accents on a woman, man. It really is. Oh, I've never banged an Aussie. I once went to a bar and all these Aussies get together and that and get a drink on and, you know, on a Sunday and stuff. And I was like, whoa. And I've seen the Aussies, and a lot of them were quite pretty. And until they opened their mouths, and they're known to be salags as well. So, really, you know, this oh man, this person reviewing, what kind of weirdo, you know, what did they tell their mum? Oh yeah, I review OnlyFans sites. Oh, I'm so proud of you, son. I'm a journalist, by the way. All right, yeah, you just look at filth. You're wrong. Anyway, so yeah, the big question is this. Who is the dad of Ebanie Bridges' sprog? Now, you know, obviously she's had miles and miles of Corey, you know, she has that notorious 1,000 Corey stare. You know what I'm saying? When you've just taken too much Corey, it damages women. It damages their soul. It's well known, the 1,000 Corey stare. She's probably had more than 1,000 too. And, you know, I don't know who the dad is, but, you know, you must be some freak to be attracted to this kind of woman. I mean, you know, a lot of guys got real bad taste in women anyway and sleazy, but she's so sleazy with her awful tattoos everywhere. The constellation of moles on her face, you know, and she's hit the wall. Well, she's about to, very, very hard. I mean, you know, like, what she'll do is she'll put good filters on and you know, makeup and probably spends like 2 hours before going out or going on her OF nonsense. But I bet you if you saw her without her makeup on, sitting in front of you, you'd be gone, mate. She looked like some, you know, 65-year-old hooker. You know, you're taking way too many Corys. I mean, imagine how many samples of, you know, spunk she's had in her, man. You know, there's by the way, there's I think it's called chimera syndrome or something. Or what happens allegedly? I mean, I was a bit shocked when I read this. Right, for every man who's busting out in a woman, that woman's pum pum and her body will keep hold of some of the man's DNA. Right. And some people theorize that therefore the child later will be affected. I mean, obviously, the child will be conceived by whoever the new man is, but the baby will be slightly affected by all the other men's, semen that has gone inside her, and it was the DNA a bit. So, that's 1,000 samples of DNA altering one baby. Yeah, the dad. So who could be the dad? Well, as I said, thousands of men probably going. Oh no, I hope it's not mine. But the two big suspects, or the most well-known, are Kel Brook. But they used to hang out together, didn't they? I mean, everyone knows. Kel Brook was married. Obviously, he's had a couple of kids, but everyone knows he's a batty man's. I mean, Elton John was married. Freddie Mercury was in love with a woman, and he left her all his estate. Philip Schofield's got 2 kids. I know plenty of batty men, who slept with women, and before they turned to Corey. So Kel Brook, I mean, he's buying. Oh, he definitely prefers Corey and Batty. Now, so some people say, there was a bit of, flirtation on social media, but she's probably his beard. You know what a beard is, right? When a man doesn't want to come out, it was especially more often in the old days when it's not acceptable, quite reasonably, to be into Batty business, a batty man would marry a woman, like Elton John, so that it looks like, I'm completely normal, and behind her, and this, I don't know what kind of woman would do it, either because the man's got a lot of money, or she's like asexual and doesn't care anyway, while he's going around smashing, boys and up the batty hole, or even worse, getting smashed up the batty hole. So who knows? But Kel Brook, it's possible. He might have managed to get his Corey up. Probably closed his eyes. Yeah, probably closed his eyes and imagined it was Kid Galahad or Time Booth or someone like that. And anyway, so the other big one is the other man she's been hanging with a lot is Superstar, MMA superstar. Well, former MMA. He doesn't seem to be fighting anymore. And professional yayo head, right? Not to mention he had one pro fight against Floyd Mayweather, and I thought he did really well there. People are like, oh, Mayweather carried him. Well, watch the fight, actually. People just repeat the same things they hear off other people. Oh, he definitely carried him, and Mayweather said that. But when you look at the fight, Mayweather was getting hit by shots. I mean, I thought he wouldn't even ship a shot. And actually, it was a bit aging, and, there's no way Mayweather would deliberately take punches, whether he's carrying someone or not. So, mainly because he's a coward and he doesn't like being hit. But anyway, so we'll wait and see. It's notable that she hasn't said who the father is. Yeah, I don't know if she's got a boyfriend currently. I don't know if she has. I mean, since she dropped her poor sap of a boyfriend back in Australia to pursue her career, to become a hooker and pretend to be a boxer, trying to make some money, eh? You don't make no money from women's boxing because no one cares, no one buys tickets. It's whack. Other people. There's another couple in the picture. Her trainer Mark Tibbs. Is it Mark Tibbs? Yeah. There's a lot of pictures of him like looking creepily at her while he trains her. So could it be Mark Tibbs or her promoter, Eddie Hearns? Now, obviously, Eddie Hearns is side piece that he's smashing this guy Nicholson now, but before then, there were rumours that he was getting hold of Ebanie Bridges, and you remember when she did that pathetic joke, she came out in her underwear, and she'd give Eddie Hearns a pair of dark glasses. Oh, look, so then now you don't have to pretend you're looking, you don't have to look away, And even Eddie Hearns was unimpressed. He's like, really? Probably because he didn't want the attention. He didn't want it to appear in, if he'd put it on, it would have appeared more in the news. And then his wife would be asking him questions. And the question she should be asking is not about Ebony Bridges, but Sky Nicholson, the side piece. Yeah, maybe Eddie likes Australian women's. Or probably just pum-pum in general, but, at least not a batty man like his, like his biggest fighter, Gay J. And there we have it. Yeah, February. Ebony Bridges' child, demon child, is going to be born. Damien, she should call it if it's a boy. You know what I mean? Some kind of devil child ting, you know? Produced by some hoe like her and, I don't know, maybe it's like a yayo head like Connor or a batty man like Kel Brook. You know, I'm sure she'd be a great mum. A great mum. A great single mum. I mean, you know, can you imagine being brought up with a hoe like that? What this poor child, whatever it is, when it grows up, there'll be, and the internet, don't forget, there'll be loads of pictures. By then, by the way, you know, let's say the kid is about 13, like a teenager, right? Yeah. So what would she be by then? Like 52. And she looks bad enough now. Imagine what she looked like at 52. Anyway, I've wasted enough time on this fake boxer. This the world's worst role model for young girls, and this is a teacher, and joked unbelievably. It was at the Gareth, the nonce Davis was saying, "Oh, Ebony, she's amazing. She's generally said this. The Muhammad Ali of boxing, the way she owns her body and her personality. What does that even mean? You mean you mean she strips off for men and sells knickers? Oh, that's so powerful, Gad." He would say that because he's a wrong in anyway. Anyway, enough about these people. These people make me sick, and they shouldn't be in boxing. Yeah, they shouldn't be in boxing. They should be hoes in prawn mags, and Gad would be the guy buying them. And you know, I bet he's got loads of Ebony's underwear anyway. Probably paid half his salary goes buying Ebony Bridges underwear, even though it's so cheap. He makes me sick. He probably wears it. Dances like that guy in Silence and the Lamb, making weird noises like, ooh, 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 you look hot, Gareth. You know, and then whacking off. Ugh, vomit. Anyway, I got to go before I'm sick.